So that's the project in GameMaker Studio 2 I'm making currently. Mostly my kid is playing this, so I don't have much idea where I'm on the level. However, I did this level and I have no idea just. The purpose of this is to make everything in GameMaker Studio because there I can recreate every part, almost every part of creating 3D game with all interactions and production line. Obviously, it is not the best game engine for making 3D games because it is meant for 2D games, but in such a case, I'm forced to make all the stuff about collision displaying, calculations, mostly matrix calculations, and similar stuff. So all those videos will be about how I did this. All the animations for now are based on physics. So height of the jump is depend on gravity, and gravity can be changed for whatever direction I like, but for now we stay with something normal and useful. Jumps are for the height for a normal human acceleration around 3.5 g. I have somewhere the calculations. And yeah, the purpose of this is just to be able to recreate every part of constructing such collision system, and oh, we fall out of the map because I didn't make the animations for what's gonna happen if we fall on the wall that is too stiff for walking. I'm about to make it and solve it. I just force it not to hang on the walls because my kid on the beginning start to hanging on the straight walls, and yeah, what to do later on? Jump from this? Out of the level? Into the level? Whatever you like. So all these videos are about how it is constructed so it works. All the models I made in 3D Studio. Texturing is on common textures, so UV is made. Just for sake of simplicity, I made every triangle to be on a specific part of the texture that is color, but I can draw some textures normally and adapt UV to something useful. So normal objects made in whatever can be downloaded to the computer, and then I'm using Penguin to turn it by -90 because of GameMaker Studio. Bake transformation, flip textures, because UV from 3D Max is flipped upside down, but not right left. And then VBOOFs are exported and used directly in the, oh, we fall again against, yeah, too stiff steps are too stiff. And then vertex buffers are accepted in the program. However, they are all fixed somehow. All the normals are flattened, so for flat shading. It is not necessary, but I've seen some models that something was messed with the with normals, and just for current state of the project, I choose to fix it directly in GameMaker when program is loading all the vertex buffers. So we stay with flat shading for now. Normal maps are used as usual. Obviously, it can be used for UVs, but for now, flat shading, we go for that. And I push it, we see this exactly now, how much triangles I can pack in the chunk of the world. So it's slowing down currently, too many checks for collisions, because when running, it is checking a lot around to collide with. When walking, there is a bit less. So I push the limits to know how big levels I can load for collision checks at once, because vertex buffers that are on the display are almost unlimited. However, vertex buffers are taken to check for collision with triangles, and it taking up some memory, and checking triangles around the place we are takes some time. So I'm checking where the geometry is too dense. Of course, I can display completely different geometry based on what we have as collider. So terrain we see as it is for now, it is a collider, and display is the same. But for a character we are playing, colliders are hidden. We can see them. So go to camera menu, and here is camera. Don't show the geometry, show colliders. So this is our character as it is for colliders, and this is a terrain for colliders. All the objects are made exactly same way. So theoretically we can play terrain. Yeah, I can make some features just terrain have no controller connected to it. Later on I will describe every part of the mechanics behind this, because it is GMS, so I need to make them all for my own from scratches. Of course I can use some ready projects from GMS community, but the purpose was to recreate every part, every step, how it works. So for example, controls for our character, where you are, controls, here, controls, page 1. So this is the character we currently have, and this is controls connected to him. On pad menu we can see what is what. So there are some level of abstraction from pad to those namings. So we can change those namings to whatever we like. For example, we can we don't need pad menu for this. We can change our character to play with pad 1, so different pad, nothing, or K-mouse. So now I will be forced to play with keyboard and mouse. So when I go to the right, left part of the screen, it is turning, and all other controls work as usual. So for example, control make speed run, so he's jogging. It is not directly jogging, he accumulating speed for walk, and when it hits a maximum number for walking speed, he turns automatically to jogging, and then he accumulates the jogging speed to dense geometry. So I'm checking also this, how much geometry I can put until it's gonna be unplayable. Obviously level is too big in one part, it is 8.5 megabytes of triangles, a bit harsh, but on the current stage of the project, I'm about to push it to see when it is completely unuseful. Engine itself is prepared to cut the word in pieces, so it is not an issue. I took this in consideration on the beginning, and I make this absurd. Let's turn off those windows, and I made this absurd labyrinth because my kid like labyrinths, and yeah, that was the whole purpose. Because we are walking now on the flip side of the triangles, we cannot run. Let's jump. Okay, it's gonna help. Yeah, it's gonna help. Now we can run. We are on the right side of the triangles. It is because of geometry check against again. It is because of geometry checks against the normals of the triangles, and on the flip side it doesn't work because you cannot walk over 30 degrees from gravity. So he's taking gravity vector and checking with triangle that he collide with, and if value exceeds, so he cannot walk it. It is implemented, so I can obviously turn it off and walk on the walls. But for sake of the gameplay, it is a reason to put such a value. Okay, then I'm about to go to the next video. Of course, this what you've seen just now was a respawn point. Obviously, we have a lighting system, so I have somewhere here it was. Somewhere here we can move sun and turn it around. Vector is obviously normalized. We just choosing some position of X, A, Z, and this way we moving sun around. So it's normal dot product against triangle normals. So it works as usual. I'm about to work about displays and those colors and stuff, materials. So I'm gonna get generative materials based on textures, so I don't need to texturize everything and work with those UVs and stuff. Yeah, and that's be all for now.